Cheyenne FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
It is Friday morning, a snowy Friday morning. That must mean Evan's in the studio.
That's right.
First Federal program.
Yeah, I bring a lot of the chill.
Well, you were saying, I think it was last week, how you actually liked the snow. So
I do.
You brought it with you this week.
Yep, I'm praying for more snow while we're in the winter season. I may as well have it.
Yeah.
It's like a nice flutter this morning.
Yeah,
it's down
a little bit earlier, and then came back right around 7 o'clock. So careful out there.
Punxsutawney Phil did see his shadow yesterday, so
they all saw their shadow yesterday.
That's why we got more winter coming today.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it might snow. This is great. What are we doing this weekend? We got more coming?
No. Today it's just because sectionals are playing tonight, so it's got to snow for sectionals at some point.
That makes sense. I was reading that the groundhog is usually only about 40% right.
Yeah, so you got to go with the silver lining here. 60% of the time he's wrong, so there's a 60% chance we won't have another 6 weeks of winter.
All right. Well, at least it was kind of beautiful this morning.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we got some good guests for later in the show. Brian Johnson and Doug Kuepper from the Community Foundation. We normally talk about Fulton County Community Foundation, and that's Brian's the Director of Development for that. But we're going to zoom out a little bit also and talk about the Northern Indiana Community Foundation.
Sounds good.
You may be wondering what that is and what all that entails. We're going to find out.
All right, I'm excited.
Doug's the new president of the board, so we got some exciting times getting to know Doug, and he's coming from Miami County, which is part of the answer to my question there. So we'll find out more about that in a little bit. Okay, trivia question.
All right.
I don't know why, this makes me think of baseball cards. I think of bubble gum or baseball in general, but today's National Bubble Gum Day.
Okay.
Which bubble gum brand is the oldest? Now, you might be able to tell by when you put it in your mouth and it's so hard.
Yeah.
You can't even get it started chewing, but okay, we'll give you 4 choices. Double Bubble, Bazooka. Remember Bazooka? The comics?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hubba Bubba. Or Big League Chew.
All right. Okay. I'll think.
Do you like any of those, Paul?
I used to.
Okay. All right. Think about that a little bit while we discuss local sports. Tanner.
Morning.
Good morning.
Got a lot to talk about this morning.
All right.
Got a lot going on.
Paying attention.
That's right.
Well, I see the Rochester wrestling team, sectional champions.
Yes, they are.
Advancing to regionals. 12 wrestlers advanced, with 7 becoming sectional champions. So that's pretty impressive.
It's a big team win.
That is a big team win. Pretty dominating performance. Sectionals. So now the regionals will be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be an exciting weekend for them, and good luck, and anticipate seeing a good majority move on to semi-state.
I think there's a great chance of that too.
Yeah. I mean, Coach Gard, I know we've talked about it on the radio show before. He does a great job with the program, and they've been winning, and winning some more.
Yes.
Past few seasons.
A lot of confidence in that program, isn't there?
Another program that's been doing well since I can remember is the Rochester bowling team.
Mm-hmm.
And Enrique Navarro advanced to state as an individual this year. So the team made it pretty far. They didn't quite get it out to state, but Enrique did, and he's not the only Navarro to do that. They've had a family line the last couple of years of getting family members qualified to state. So it's been pretty cool to see.
They're a bowling family.
Bowling family.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, the bowling club, they've been good since I can remember, at least since I was in high school.
Yeah.
So it's another program year in, year out. Just rinse, repeat, new people in.
That's right.
Same coaching.
That wasn't a thing when I was in school.
Right.
I hate to say how long ago that was. But ever since it started, the Zebras have been force.
They did make state I think it was my senior year. The team made the state that year. So yeah, they've been good. It's neat when I was thinking about this on my drive down this morning. And Rochester's pretty blessed to have a lot of good winter sports programs year in and year out.
Yeah.
I mean, swimming, wrestling, bowling. Year in, year out, they're advancing people on through sectionals or regionals, if not further. So.
Yeah. Once we get into spring, we can say that about cross country too.
Sure. Yeah. Another good program. Yeah. Or you mean track? cross country's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but both of those.
Both of them.
Yeah.
His mind's
The
on
running.
Yeah.
The running.
And girls and boys basketball have had recent success too, so
Yeah.
it's just fun to watch, fun to follow along. Speaking of girls basketball, unfortunately, Rochester's season ended earlier this week, but there's a lot of sectional games going on tonight with local teams. Tippecanoe Valley is going to be playing Bremen. That game is in Bremen.
Yep.
So good luck to the Lady Vikings. Caston is going to be playing North White. That game's at Tri-County. Winamax is going to be playing North Miami. That game's at Lewis Cass. And this one, I'm not sure who won. I had or Argus or Culver will be playing either Trinity or Westville in
Argus.
Argus won. Okay.
Was it the triple overtime game?
Yep.
Okay.
Thriller.
Good.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it sounds
Randy,
like it.
he was there.
Well, triple overtime is usually
Yeah.
something pretty good there.
Yeah,
so.
and he told me they have played 3 times this year and Argus has won all 3 times with a combined score of 9 points.
That's known your opponent
Wow.
pretty well there.
Yeah, they won combined all 3 games,
Wow.
9 points total.
That's fun. That's fun.
Oh man, think about Culver. They just didn't even get one of those.
Oh.
That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And a little note there for you, see, because he wasn't paying attention. We're picking up the Caston game tonight. We're going to follow Caston through the rest of their season. They've had a pretty good season,
really?
and we want to give them a little bit of coverage.
That's
great.
fantastic. So, what time's that going to start tonight, or roughly?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the second game, so tune in
Okay.
6:30 at the latest,
Yes.
and you
There you go.
just stay with us throughout
Perfect.
the rest of the night.
Perfect.
I wish them luck.
So yes, this weekend's all about the high school girls basketball this weekend,
Yes.
not the boys. So, but a lot of college basketball going on this weekend around the state. Notre Dame's going to be hosting Wake Forest tomorrow. That game's at 1 o'clock at ESPN2. Butler travels that number 16 Marquette, who's a real surprise team this year in the
Yeah.
Big East.
Beat some great teams.
That game's tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. And Purdue and Indiana, the annual big rivalry.
Is that a rivalry?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is the office split yet?
Probably. Their first matchup of 2 this year is going to be played tomorrow down in Bloomington. That game's at 4 o'clock at ESPN. With Dick Vitale's going to be on the call for that game. So he's not one of my favorites to listen to. Great for the game, but
I really wasn't sure he was still calling games
yeah,
very much.
yeah, he's back at it this year after his health scare, but you can guarantee he's going to be talking a lot about Robert Montgomery Knight, as he calls him, Bob Knight, and Gene Cade tomorrow. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what he likes to do. He kind of likes to go off tangents and talk about back in the day. So,
Well, you know.
yeah, but that's all right.
There's some entertainment value there.
Yeah.
It should be a good game. Should be a fun game. It's going to be a very raucous atmosphere. This is only the 3rd time since the year 2000 Purdue and Indiana have both been ranked going head to head, and only the 17th time in series history since the AP poll came out in the 80s.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We both have had a lot of success historically, but
Right.
maybe not.
Right. It seems like in the last decade at least, when one's been good, the other
Yeah.
hasn't been. So this year's been kind of a change to that. So it's number 21 against number 1 tomorrow. So in the NFL, we know who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl: Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. That game's next Sunday.
Yeah.
So both 1 seeds got through the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. Should be a good one.
2 well-rounded teams.
Yeah, yeah. Chiefs, 3rd Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 years. Eagles won one back about 5 or 6 years ago. Kind of rebuilt their team since then, and now they're back again. So it's kind of
Tough.
impressive what they've done.
Yeah, it is.
So, and Tom Brady retired this week for the second
Again.
time in 2 years. I think this time's for
now,
good.
for good.
Yeah, I think this time's for good probably. If he comes back again, I don't think anybody's ever going to believe anything he says.
Right.
Well, you know, when you can make a lot of money,
Yeah,
and
I thought he played well right.
yeah, I did too.
I thought he would go to either San Francisco if they're interested, or Vegas,
Good team.
or
yeah.
Vegas even. But he decided to hang him up. So
Yeah, he'll get that offer.
on the TV now, he's already got the Fox broadcast deal waiting for him.
Oh,
so
my.
which will be interesting.
Yeah.
So
Well,
because
that's
they
good.
actually signed him last year. So
Yeah, he's kind of a year behind.
yeah. So
That's good for the Bears for experienced quarterback to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Get
the
him
number
out.
one pick, they can
Get him
sell
out
harder.
FC too. So. And finally, some NFL coaching searches are starting to wrap up. Houston Texans hired D'Amico Ryans, who played for them years ago, and
That was a good hire for
I
them.
think 6-year deal. Give him some time because that's going to be a rebuilding job. I think he'll do well there. And then my Denver Broncos finally, after 3 weeks, wrapped this thing up with Sean Payton.
I didn't know they had any draft picks left to trade, Tanner.
They got this one from the trade,
Oh.
or they wouldn't have had it, the first rounders. So they're kind of going the Los Angeles Rams route. Let's just trade our draft picks and try to win. But I'm excited about it. He was the guy I wanted all along. Didn't think they'd get him, to be honest, because the longer it was dragging out, I'm like, I don't even know who they're going to get.
I
So,
didn't think it was going to happen either.
the two opening remainings are the Arizona Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts, who I saw a report yesterday. It looks like they might bring guys back for a third round of
Oh, my
interviews, which is
goodness.
kind of unheard of.
What a zoo.
Like they're really taking their time here. So
That's not. That
Just hire the
wouldn't make you
mascot, he'll do it.
wouldn't make you feel good if you're one of those
Uh,
candidates. You're like,
yeah.
what else? What else could I tell you about
Yeah.
myself?
they got a big choice in coach, and then who they're going to take with their top 5 draft pick. So they can't really screw it up.
I hope they trade away all their future assets to the Bears.
They might.
For the number one.
They might.
That's
I
what
think
we're
the
hoping
Bears are
for
going to
here.
make
I'm just
pretty good
saying
out of it.
Just saying it today.
I think the Bears are going to make it out pretty well. Well, we got some tidbits here this morning, Paul. On this day in 1876, Albert Spalding invested $800 to start a sporting goods company.
Wow.
Ended up manufacturing the first official baseball, tennis ball, basketball, golf ball, and football. And they're still going strong today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did well.
I did not know the origin of that.
I would have never guessed it was in the 1800s.
There's 5
Yeah.
different sports they had
Yeah.
the first official ball for.
Yeah, that's
so
incredible.
cool.
And I guess they're still going strong today, making
Oh, yeah.
That was before automobiles. Let's just say that out loud.
Yes.
$800 back then. I wondered how much money that'd be today. 1876.
Tune into the trading post. The
Okay.
professor will tell you.
All right.
All right, I
I'll
like
have to
that.
do that.
And if he doesn't have a voice, then I'll make sure to get that.
All right.
Translate
I'd be
for
interested
him.
to know. On this day in 1986, Pixar Animation Studios opened up. We were talking about that off air last week a little bit.
That's right.
With Toy Story
Yeah,
and a few others. So.
Theater opening up. We were thinking of
Yep.
those. Yeah, Toy Story I think came out in 1995.
Yeah.
Their first
Yep.
full length
Yep.
movie.
So they've done pretty well for themselves as a studio. So it was a spin-off project. And
Yes.
it's worked out really well.
Yeah.
And on this day in 2002, Super Bowl 36 took place in the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans. The reason I bring this up, it was the Patriots' first Super Bowl victory of what now they've had 6. They beat the St. Louis Rams 20-17, and Tom Brady was an MVP. That kind of made Tom Brady on the map. And then
Did Vinatieri kick the winning kick on
Yep.
that one? Okay, I
Yep.
was thinking so.
he did their first 2 of them. And then, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we got a lot of national days today, Paul.
Okay.
Today's Doggy Date Night. I didn't really
Just-
look into that too much.
Just yeah, thanks.
All right.
Let's
Go
move
do
on.
something with your dog.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there you go. Feed the Birds Day.
Okay. Feed the birds with your dog.
Makes me think of Mary Poppins.
Yeah, there you go. Take a Cruise Day. Now, I could get on board with that one.
Boat or just drive around?
I mean, whatever you want, I guess.
No, down Main Street, of course.
National Give Kids a Smile Day. That's a good
Okay.
one. The day the music died.
Oh.
National Women's Physicians Day.
Okay.
National Carrot Cake Day. Carrot cake fan?
It's not bad.
That's my fiance's favorite type of cake.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of it, but
Small piece for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's rich.
National Golden Retriever Day, one of the most popular brand of dogs out there.
Yep.
National Bubblegum Day is our trivia question
Mhm.
alluded to. World Read Aloud Day. And National Wear Red Day. Evan
Yeah.
doing the party. You know, I would have if there wasn't a big.
Oh, yeah, come
bar,
on.
so-
Yeah.
Team player, let's go.
I'm not a team player today. So
Have you guys ever tried to read a whole book aloud to like a kid or something?
I have.
I have
It
not.
takes it out of
It's
it.
a little more difficult than it sounds.
Yeah, because the TV shows and movies always make it seem like, oh, I'm going to start reading to my child, and about 3 pages in, they're going to be asleep.
No,
No.
it doesn't happen.
Doesn't work like that.
It's
No.
a tactic to stay up later.
Yes.
That's great. All right, well, thank you, Tanner.
You're welcome.
got a couple upcoming events. First one's been an annual event. I don't have the number, but it's been going on a long time, and that's the Sciotes Daddy-Daughter Dance. Usually is in February. This year it's called the Light Up the Night Glow Dance, Saturday, February 18th from 6 to 8 at the Fulton Community Center in Fulton. Tickets are $15 per guest, and of course you get a nice professional photo of the father and date. Raffle ticket, craft, cakewalk, refreshments, dancing. They always have a lot of fun activities for the young ladies and the dads. And that craft one's always a little necklace making.
Necklace making's a lot harder to
gluing
do.
And pasting.
Yes.
It's good to get back into the art scene there for us dads. The ages are 3 through 6th grade that can participate in that, and you can get tickets from all of the Sciotes members out there. Also, we mentioned this last week. It was kind of our theme of our show last week, the Times Theater's 99th anniversary reopening celebration.
Yeah.
See, Albert Spalding, I guess, could have gone to that original
Maybe
opening.
he did.
Yeah, he might have been attending that. 99th, so that it opened in 1924 for the math majors out there. That event's going to happen on February 14th, and they got a couple different aspects to it as part of the celebration. Act 1 is from 3:30 to 6, and that's open to the public. So I think they would love everybody coming and checking out the theater during that time period. It's going to start with the ribbon cutting at 3:30. Then everyone can go in. They're going to have stage dedication at 4:30, a ballet recital for some young ballerinas, video tribute, some live music, a special song that was from 1924 that was performed, I believe, that they know about. So just some really cool connections with the past there. And free popcorn.
Got a little free popcorn.
Then Act 2, same night, on the 14th, Valentine's night, is from 7 to 9:30. You can purchase tickets for that because that part of the celebration is a fundraiser. There's also a lot of entertainment there as well. You can come anytime during that time frame, and they're going to have basically some entertainment acts relevant to the 20s, some juggling and fortune telling and different fun things. As well as some live music again, and also some hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar. So really kind of a fun Valentine's night to support the theater and also celebrate its reopening.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to mention that again, and you can get your tickets, I believe, on their website, or also we can get you in contact with someone for that. If you want to just call me at the bank if you're interested, I can help you out. Okay, we're giving some flowers this morning. First Federal family member Jackie Baker is retiring after 32 years working for us at our Winnemucca and then later Rochester branch. We always talk about being the best bank, and Jackie represents the best qualities that we always strive for. Just wonderful values, kind heart, and we're going to miss her a lot, but we're going to give her flowers this morning. We're going to be recognizing her a little bit later here at the bank, and it's always kind of bittersweet when you have such a great family member retiring, but you're so grateful they chose to stay with you through retirement and continue contributing towards customer service and brightening the day for the rest of the family members. So congratulations, Jackie, on your retirement. Money news, the Dow's up about 0.5% this week so far, and hey, it's been a good year.
Yeah.
Let's just lock it in, 2.7% so far for the first month of the year. But we don't know where that's going to go. Last year was a bit of a struggle, but things are kind of leveling out. And reflective of that, the Federal Reserve Bank met this week. They're focused on fighting inflation so that it doesn't run away with our pocketbooks and making things more expensive. So they've been raising interest rates to kind of slow things down, let things reset. They only raised rates 0.25% this week, which is their smallest amount that they've done in quite a while.
Oh yeah.
It's their 8th rate hike since last March, which is really unprecedented. It's only happened a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
But the good news is they are decreasing that amount of the rate rise because things are starting to level out a little bit.
Good.
They're cautious about if things turn the other way, but inflation started to dissipate a little bit, and they want to see it kind of come down now, and it could happen. Good news for our economy is the workforce is very strong. Labor's strong, not much unemployment. So
Yeah.
in terms of like a recession, you hear that word thrown around a little bit because there's just a nervousness about the what if coming. But so far our economy's been growing pretty well, and people have been staying employed, and that's really a good thing. So hoping for a soft landing.
Let's hope.
What they're talking about. Okay. Well, Tanner did bring in our special gift for opening a checking account. You got that handy, Paul? Thank you. So, as you know, open a free checking account or any of our checking accounts at First Federal Savings Bank. We give you a free gift for opening, and we've got a special mini thermometer. In the days of wanting to be extra careful, you can plug this into your cell phone and check a temperature real quick.
Yeah.
So kind of a cool little gift. Paul, by your request, we wanted to make sure we had it on hand this morning to show
Only because
everybody.
Tanner keeps saying, I'll bring that in to show you, and never does.
Evan
So-
reminded me this morning.
Thanks, Evan.
You're welcome. But you can get that for referring a friend also. We've got some cool refer friends, and you send someone in, we'll give you a free gift also. But we have a lot of fun doing that, and we really want to be your primary financial institution, and appreciate everybody that trusts us with taking care of those things and helping you with your personal financial success. But like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of great content on there as well. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
Okay, we got some special guests this morning. Brian Johnson, our Fulton County Community Foundation Director of Development. And I'm going to use an acronym here, NICF. We're going to find out what that means. Our NICF Board President, Doug Kuepper's here this morning, and he came from quite a distance to join us and tell us a little bit about what NICF is. But first of all, Brian, you're a regular to the show. Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me again. Appreciate that.
This is kind of like partially your studio, I think. You spend so much time in
It
here.
might be, but I kind of feel intimidated because I have the immediate past and current president of the NICF next to me.
Yeah, you better be
behave.
on best behavior
Yeah.
this morning, sir. All right, well, let's jump over to Doug. Doug, step on up to the
Morning.
mic. Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for traveling up 31 to be here this morning.
Yeah, roads were getting a little slick too, by the way, a couple spots.
I'm sorry for wishing for the snow then. You just gave me a little bit of a guilt
It's all
complex
his
there.
fault.
Well, so NICF, tell us what that is.
Northern Indiana Community Foundation.
Okay, we talk a lot about Fulton County Community Foundation as we're a
Right.
Fulton County-based organization on our show. But Northern Indiana Community Foundation, give us an idea of what that
Well,
entails.
that makes up, obviously, like you said, Fulton County, but also includes Stark County and Miami County.
Okay, and so 3 community foundations in one. Does that ever get confusing?
No.
And he shakes his head yes.
Well, see, I'm putting you on the spot because you've only been in the chair for 1 meeting so far.
Yes.
You know, you were real generous to come on this morning.
Yeah, it's going to be, you've set the bar high, so following you is, what I'm worried about,
Call anytime. I know where Brian's
All right, there we
skeletons
go.
are. So-
There we go.
All right, so you come from Miami County. Tell us just
Correct.
a little bit about the Miami County branch of the Northern Indiana
Okay.
Community Foundation.
Well, of course, everybody knows here for Fulton County, of course, Brian Johnson, is your contact there. But for Miami County, you talk to Heidi Wright, and she could help you there. And if you're in Stark County area, Jackie Ryan. And those people would be the local contact for those counties.
Similar to what Brian does here for Fulton
Correct.
County.
Correct.
So they kind of lead the charge. I suppose
Exactly.
if any of these counties were on their own, folks like Brian would kind of be the director for the
Correct.
whole thing. Since we've got 3 under 1, what's the advantage there?
Well, the head office duties is all shared by the NICF. So part of each county's budget goes to the NICF for office duties. For example, like marketing. If we were all separate, things like that we would either not have, or
You'd be
each one would have
having a marketing
yeah.
person.
So we're able to save some office type duties and ideas that a lot of times something might happen in Stark County that worked.
Yeah.
And then that's shared across, and we can adapt that to Miami County or Fulton County, and use those assets, and vice versa. Something, if it doesn't work, then we can get together and why did it not work there, and help each other out. So there's a lot of communication back and forth. What does work? What doesn't work? What can we do better? And it's made all three better.
That's fantastic. So, thinking of administrative efficiency,
Correct.
the savings there really helps out the donor and the causes that these
definitely.
endowment funds are going towards.
Yeah. I know a good example. This was a couple years ago in Miami County. We added on to the park the handicapped and accessibility park, right? And they were trying to raise money, and we came in and using the marketing, we were able to help them. We ended up doing a match type grant for them, which just doubled what
they were able to get.
And we helped them out with some marketing. That worked out really well, and it worked out, and they have the handicap accessibility part.
Big success.
So that worked out, and that was definitely a help to them, and I know they really appreciated that.
So as we're thinking about, we may have some listeners that really don't know what a community foundation is. We've got one here on 9th Street. We're talking about that right now, Northern Indiana Community Foundation. It's kind of the home base for all three counties. Each county has their own location in their community as well. But tell us a little bit about, just in simple terms, what is the community foundation? Why is that important? And what?
Wow, you are putting me.
This is the hazing part of the program.
This is an answer that a previous, 10-year president should be answering, not the first.
Well, not to put you on the spot, but there's a couple main things that the foundation facilitates.
Obviously,
what are those?
Making donations, and what the money that comes in obviously is invested, but it's there forever. And
something
with the
permanent.
growth, yes, and so those donations just last forever and grow, and it doesn't matter. And that may be one thing that's out there is, yes, there are donors that have given large amounts and maybe have a special fund in there, named after or something. But there's a lot of donors that you can just put in the community fund or a fund of your choice, and the dollars are there, and they're going to stay there, and they grow. So you take a community of 10,000 people. If everybody gave $1, it's $10,000. If they gave 10, it's 100,000. So
yeah, that's true. And then you think about what you're talking about is that impact just continues to be there every year.
Correct.
The donations themselves aren't given away; it's the earnings,
right,
and they grow.
Yeah, and like last year, the total NICF, thanks to Brian, he gave me these numbers, the total grants and scholarships that were given out last year for the NICF, so that combines Fulton, Miami, and Stark, as we talked about, was $1.6 million. That does not, and we don't touch the initial investment that...
So if I'm following correctly, that's $1.6 million just last year.
Just last year.
Given away from earnings from the actual gifts.
Correct.
That's an incredible amount for three, basically rural counties in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
What a tribute.
Yes, and it's all from, people out here listening now that, whether they gave $10 or $1,000 or, whatever, that all goes to it, and every dollar helps.
And you mentioned something, scholarship and grants.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference there, Doug? on those two types
Well,
of
you
things?
can have a a scholarship. Then if you have a you can specify a specific type. You want it to go to someone majoring in music or that, or just a general scholarship from Rochester High School or at Peru Mechanical.
The donor gives some thoughts on that when
Yeah,
you donate the money
it
to a
can be
scholarship.
right, and it can be donor advised where it's specific. It can be more general. You really have a choice in that.
If you're creating that
Right.
scholarship fund or endowment
Mhm.
fund.
Correct.
Okay.
Or you can just give to the general fund, which that's where each county has the grants committee,
Okay.
and they will get together and you can submit and ask for a grant to the grants committee, and they'll review that. And so every year that can change, and what projects, obviously local. As you were just talking about.
Yeah. The theater.
The theater, correct.
Yeah, I believe our Fulton County Community Foundation was able to help support that marquee project with some matching funds, as you mentioned. So you're right, that's a good example of that. So maybe some donors over the years have given to that general community fund where those funds are available for the current need.
Correct.
That's great. All right, so you mentioned grant committee. Is that something you've been a part of in Miami?
That's
County?
actually how I started getting involved. I got asked to be on the grant committee, and then
That's the same with me.
Yeah, that's how they get us
Pull you
in. And then
Strategy
then was asked to join the Miami County board.
Okay.
And then obviously got put on the NICF
That's
board.
a big promotion, Doug. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well,
It's only down from here.
we've been speaking with Doug Kuepper. He's our Northern Indiana Community Foundation Board President for 2023. And so thinking of the grant committee in Miami County, you mentioned a handicap accessibility project for a local park. Are there any other projects that just come to mind that you thought were a really neat example of something you were able to do to improve the quality of life in Miami County?
Yeah. Well, and of course, one thing that we do in all three counties is the
Preschool scholarships?
Yeah, preschool scholarships, and that's been a big thing for a long time. I think I'm trying to remember. We were talking about how many years it's
That's been about 10, I think.
2013.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
2013, so about 10.
Yeah. So that and that you're helping kids that wouldn't have gone to preschool. So that's making a difference that just is really helping the community.
What do you think about another permanent improvement, really?
Mhm.
You're talking about education and those opportunities. I think maybe there's 1,000 kids that's helped over the years. I don't remember the exact numbers, but that's a great example.
Yeah. And food banks, so obviously things like that too, as you mentioned, helping out with the theater project here in Fulton
Some renewal
County.
projects in the communities.
So I would imagine a lot of the walkways have probably received help at one time or another.
Pathways. Mm-hmm.
So
Well, let's welcome Brian back in real quick. You had a couple of near-term items that are top of mind for you. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, I did want to say, since we have Doug here, part of one of the advantages of the community foundation is that we have good local people involved.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we have a good group of board and committee members that really take care of the community's best interests. But yeah, I wanted to mention a couple of current things that we've got going on. Since Tanner's here, we probably should mention something about Purdue. He's over there giving a fist pound. We do have a scholarship that is a little bit unique in the fact that it is for students who have completed 1 year at Purdue University. Phillips Brahman, the name Marjorie Phillips is very synonymous with Rochester sports. If you've gone to a sporting event, you've probably given Marjorie a ticket. Unfortunately, she passed, but created this scholarship that will help Rochester High School graduates who are in education or going to Purdue University.
Okay, so they've already been going, and this can help them.
One of the
finish.
requirements is that students have to have completed 1 year
Interesting.
before they receive the scholarship. So we're actually going to do a process starting on Monday through the 28th of February for this. So if you are a current Purdue student, or if you're a parent or a grandparent that has a current Purdue student,
That's a great
have them
opportunity.
check it out
Yeah.
on our website, nicf.org, and Fulton County has a scholarship page. The other thing that we're really excited about is the fact that we're going to be able to accept grant applications entirely online.
All right.
So this has been a long time in the coming, something that we've really wanted to do. But we'll be able to, it's actually live right now. We went live with it yesterday, so as
Big
with
announcement.
anything,
Dun-dun-dun.
As
Oh, wait,
with-
that's Sports Center. Sorry.
this may be kind of our soft opening, because with any of these types of projects, you always work out the kinks for the first few
Okay,
times.
so you need a few guinea pigs.
So
is what you're saying.
so if we have folks that are interested, if you start again nicf.org, instead of clicking on scholarships, click on grants, and there's a link there, and
apply.
they can find out how the process works.
Okay.
If folks have questions about that or have troubles, like I said, it's new to us. We think we know where the bugs were and worked them out, but we'll find out. But we do have grant dollars. As Doug was talking about grant dollars this year, we'll have a considerable amount. And this is for all 3 counties. This process will be available for all 3
That's
NICF
fantastic.
counties. So any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our Associate Director, Corinne Becknell-Lucas, or one of the county directors, and we can connect you with Corinne if you have any difficulties on that process. But we're really excited about this, just kind of another level of service that we're able to offer to our community.
We want to make it easy,
We do.
and
It's good people doing good things.
That's right.
Making it as simple as possible is what we try to do.
that's any nonprofit's eligible for that. isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Well, we've sure enjoyed having you guys here. Doug, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us for your first time on the show.
Well,
You did a great job.
thank you.
Appreciate what you're doing with
Yeah.
the Northern Indiana Community Foundation and in Miami County.
And we better mention Jay. We've got it. We've named everybody, I think, below, but Jay Albright heading up the NICF,
That's right.
and so
Top
does
dog.
a great job. Yep, top dog.
He's been with the foundation how long? Any guesses?
In February, it'll be 10 years.
Yes.
I've done a fantastic job shepherding the organization from here in Rochester.
He signed up, I think he said, to do it 3 years.
and
And he's in his 10th, so well, hopefully that keeps going.
Good arm twisting there. Watch out, Doug. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us, and thank you for what you do in the communities. Okay, trivia question. Today's National Bubblegum Day. Which bubblegum brand is the oldest? Double Bubble, Bazooka, Hubba Bubba, or Big League Chew?
I'm probably going to regret this. I'm going to go C.
Hubba Bubba?
Yeah.
Sounds like an old name. The answer is A, Double Bubble.
Yeah.
It's still going strong.
I was 50-50 between the two.
What decade do you think it was?
30s.
20s. Nice job, Paul.
I was close.
We got him twice, Tanner.
Yes.
Ed, you were very close. All right, well, let's end our show this morning with these words of wisdom from the Dalai Lama. Of course, he's a Tibetan leader, the Tibetan leader. In order to carry a positive action, we must develop here a positive vision.
All right, well, those are fantastic words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Evan, for the show today. We'll see you guys again
Thanks,
next
Paul.
week.
Yep, take care. Have a good week.